Welcome to the Cross Border Interviews, the show where we dive into the insights of municipal political leaders from across Canada. Now, our mission on this show is quite simple: shine a light on the dedicated individuals who day in and day out work around the council table to shape the communities that we call home. And for today's episode, we are pleased to be recording it live in person at the Saskatchewan Urban Municipalities Convention in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, with Town of Kyle Mayor Dennis Hall. Across Canada, our cities, towns, villages, and rural communities are alive with stories waiting to be told. Stories of innovation and economic development, resilience in the face of the housing challenges, and the financial hurdles municipalities overcome every day. At the Cross Border Network, we bring these stories to life. From coast to coast to coast, we're connecting Canadians to the issues shaping our communities and showcasing the people working tirelessly to make them thrive. With your support, we can expand our reach, amplify more voices, and shine a light on the challenges and triumphs of municipal life. For as little as $3.99 a month, you can help us grow and continue sharing the stories that matter most. Join us today and be part of this important mission. Together, we can tell more stories, build stronger communities, and make a real difference. Support the Cross Border Network now. Visit www.crossborderinterviews.ca today. Dennis, thank you so much for sitting down with me and talking about yourself and talking about the great community of Kyle, Saskatchewan.
Yes.
I want to start by asking you a few personal questions, if you don't mind, and get to know the man behind the persona of mayor.
Right.
Where did your sense of duty to serve your community come from?
You know, I've been asked that before, and I think I've got two answers to that, but it goes back to when I was young. My family was on welfare, and I always wanted to give back to the community because they supported us a lot as a family. The other point was that in my early years I was in the Air Cadets, and Air Cadets really was something that promoted community service, and many times I've been involved with service groups and church groups and stuff, volunteering, and that's a deeply held belief in mine. So,
where did the political bug come from? Because giving back through nonprofits is an admirable thing.
Right.
Giving back in the political realm is a completely different beast in itself.
Isn't that the truth?
Did Mom and Dad have the political bug?
No, not at all.
Really?
There was no politics in our family. I wouldn't have a clue if they even ever voted, honestly.
Oh, wow.
But I did feel that we need to be able to be effective in our communities. You need to be able to step up and to be able to serve in your community. And through a political lens, I guess, municipal politics is not the same as federal or provincial politics, but it's helping your community, and that's where I'm at.
Do you find that, because I'm going to ask a very weird question, so bear with me, and if you don't understand it, just tell me to rephrase it. Community means a lot to different people.
Right.
Giving back to your community, because we were raised in a community, whether it be your family, your extended family. What does community mean to the people of Kyle, Saskatchewan?
It's interesting. I've only been in Kyle myself for 5 years, so it's a
5 years, and you're the mayor.
I am the mayor in 5 years. But you
must have a pulse on the community if you're the mayor already.
I have to give a lot of credit to my wife. She's very active in the community as well. She is a pastor of the Lutheran Church, and she was pastoring in Kyle before we moved there. So it was a kind of a satellite community or a church for her to go to. We were living in Swift Current at the time, and she really got involved in the community just through her and through the church groups that we were involved with. I got to know a lot more of the community, and moving into a small town, I feel it is a duty for every person to take that on themselves, to be involved in the community.
Is there community spirit alive and well in Kyle?
It's super well. Volunteerism, the events that happen in Kyle are just amazing. They have their big annual rodeo, of course. We went to a play on the weekend. They had to have 2 nights. They were sold out both nights for the play. Lots of just people helping out other people. The rink, the rec center is a big draw to the community. A lot of the farms have gotten bigger, so there are fewer and fewer people living in the area. But the town of Kyle is, it's not
big?
growing huge, but
What's
it's
the population now?
about 450.
Still roughly good size compared to some of the other
Yes, yes.
Saskatchewan.
I grew up in a small town called Love, Saskatchewan.
Oh,
And
who doesn't love love?
exactly. And at the time when I was there, it was only about 100 people living in that community. So it's a very small community. To me, Kyle is a step up. There's a lot of things happening there.
To you, Kyle's like a metropolitan.
Absolutely.
So, in a small community, you know everyone, and everyone knows you. It's a tight-knit community, and that there's a double-edged sword type of mentality about that.
Honestly, yes. You have to. You be careful of what you're saying about certain people, and you know, because somebody's going to be related to somebody, or they're friends of somebody, or married to somebody, and it gets around. So you need to be polite to everyone.
So how do you make tough decisions then? Because if you know everyone, and you know everyone, and I don't say this negatively at all, and please don't take it that way, you know that sometimes you have to make some tough choices for the future of your community. How do you do that?
Well, I believe people understand that it's a group decision.
Yeah.
It's not one person. It's not the mayor. It's not the.
And it's a majority decision. It's not even a group decision.
Exactly.
It's a majority.
Yes, it's voted on and majority rules. So, and to be consistent with every decision you make has to be absolutely consistent with what you've done in the past, and you can't vary off of that.
Is that
Otherwise, well, it can be because because I'm only been in the community for the last 5 years. It's an advantage for me. Yeah. I don't have the baggage
and the history of this person.
Yes, and what they used to do in school, and no, I don't have to worry about that. I just follow the rules. I follow what's been decided by council, and so far it's been working well.
So I want to turn to Kyle as a whole. And before I do this, I'm going to have a little bit of a preface, so please bear with me for 2 seconds.
Okay.
This is a conversation between the mayor and myself. This is not a motion of council, not a direction of council, not a policy of council. This is his opinion and his opinion alone. At the end of the day, he, as we just said, he needs a majority of council members to vote in favor of any motion, any direction, any policy that gets passed. So this is his opinion and his opinion alone. I say that because I want to make sure people know that you're not speaking on behalf of council, because while you are mayor, you speak on behalf of the town. Council can decide against what you want. So
very true.
Exactly.
Yes.
So with that being said, in your opinion, Mayor, what do you believe is the biggest challenge facing Kyle today?
Our biggest challenge, the number one thing that always comes up is our roads, conditions of our roads. We don't have paved streets in Kyle. So springtime is pothole season. It's muck and everything. So that's the number one issue that's on everyone's mind. But I also feel the one big issue in Kyle is our health care. We have a small health service.
Because I'm assuming most people go to Swift Current if they have to go to...
Yes. We have hospitals in Swift Current, but we have healthcare in Kyle as well. But we have a 17-bed unit right now, and I think 6 of the beds are closed down. We just can't find enough people to come to Kyle to work there. So that is a big concern of mine, and most on council as well. We've got to be able to find people that in the area, bring in people from other areas. I'm not sure what the answer is, but we're losing help there, and it's hurting our community. You got to have health care, you got to have the school, you got to have a grocery store, you got to have a service station. We have those things. We got a brand new healthcare building, and we can't staff it properly.
And if there's one other thing that every small town in Saskatchewan I have seen so far is you need an A&W as well. It seems that they're everywhere in this province. Talking about healthcare, though, that's a provincial issue. That is an issue that provinces can mandate, and they are the ones who hire doctors for recruitment and go into those communities. What role does the municipality have to do what the province should be doing?
Advocate, talking to them, making sure
that you're being heard?
I feel we're not being heard well enough. That's for sure. We did gain a couple EMOs, emergency officers, and so that has helped. But we're still, in not desperate needs, but we're getting close to being desperate.
Are you on the cusp right now?
I think so. We could be closing this down. I talked to them.
Hopefully not. For those who are watching,
yes.
hopefully not.
Hopefully not. No. But it's getting like it's concerning. Most concerning.
What's going right in Kyle then? So while you have challenges, which is understandable, every municipality does,
yes.
And you're not the only one who's talked about healthcare on the show so far. What's going right in the community? What do you look at and say, we have our challenge, but this is what we've got going right for ourselves?
I really like the community in that we have two major resorts close by. The Landing, which is a 15-minute drive from Kyle, and Clearwater Lake, which is about 10-minute drive from Kyle. Both great resorts. We have a lot of people come in from out of province, from Regina, Saskatoon, and lots of... so we have people coming to the area for these resorts. Kyle itself is a kind of a hub for them. So the grocery store, the service station, and these places benefit from those resorts. And the other great thing, I think, is although we have seen a decrease in the number of farmers in the areas, we still have a lot of farming areas, ranching areas. There's a lot of people who have been there for multi-generations, and they're still operating and still doing a wonderful part of the community. And I think their support has helped the town a lot too. So it's not just the town itself, but it's the surrounding communities.
I'm going to ask you to give me the elevator pitch for a second here. Why should people come out and visit Kyle? You talk about what the proximity to all of those locations.
Right.
Why should people stop in and see and spend their economic dollars in town?
You can come out and see the woolly mammoth. Kyle is known to be the town of the woolly mammoth. It was discovered there in the 60s. We have our own woolly mammoth, full-size, life-size woolly mammoth in the park and in town. And come out and see that. You can come and see the parks, go fishing, and beautiful Clearwater Lake. It's just one of the nicest lakes, Saskatchewan lakes around. Sandy bottom, warm lake all summer. It's beautiful there.
Oh, I'm coming to see the woolly mammoth.
The woolly mammoth.
So I'm coming. Okay, so get ready to see me. We'll grab a coffee while I'm there. But my final question for you, and it's the $1 million question.
Oh, no.
But I think you know how to answer it. What makes Kyle unique? What makes it a great place to live, work, and raise a family?
Well, it's the small town. That's why we moved there. A lot of the reason we moved there was a small town to get away from the cities. We lived 30 years in Saskatoon. I've come back here occasionally. My daughters live here. Saskatoon has changed so much, and I just love being in the small town, the quietness of it, the darkness at night. You don't have the traffic noise, it's light. So, yeah, just like any other small town, I think that's the reason you'd want to move there. You want to be there and just be involved in the community. They're a great bunch of people. I've only been there 5 years myself, and I'm just getting more and more involved. Home? It is now, yes, for sure. Yeah.
Perfect, great.
All right, thank you.
So much. Thank you so much for tuning in for another episode of Cross Border Interviews. Now, if you've enjoyed today's episode, be sure to hit that subscribe button on your favorite podcast platform or on YouTube. We also want to take a moment and thank the Saskatchewan Urban Municipalities Association for allowing us to come and attend this year's convention in Saskatoon, but also record these great interviews on the Cross Border Interviews. Now, if you haven't already, be sure to follow us on social media. And if you want to learn more about the communities and the people we feature on this show and our sister shows, visit us online at crossborderinterviews.ca. Your support means the world to us. So share this episode with your friends, your family, and yes, even your community, and help keep the conversation going. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and we'll be back with a brand new episode of Cross Border Interviews soon. Till then.